Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. We are on the community board. In this session, I'm joined with Gary. We have Rahim and Everton with us. And what we're going to talk about today, I'd like to share my screen. We have a few agendas that we need to go over, and also some decisions that we may need to make a decision on. So we had this community board scheduled for yesterday, but there was unexpected occurrences that we couldn't have this session, so it was pushed to today. And in our agendas, we have the opening section, review of last meetings minutes. We have review also of submissions of the tasks that were done during the week. We have a proposal for Wise Next test run, dry run 3.0, bonus awarding session, and any other business. So from the SOP that we have created, we are trying to separate both Wise Next this week and community board, since initially we used to combine the two sessions. Now we want to make a distinction between the community board, the agendas that will be on the community board, how the community board should be run, and start practicing it based on the SOP that has been developed. So, welcome, guys. Believe you're done with the welcome session. Next, we'll go to review of last week's agendas, and part of this are the tasks that were assigned to Evans, Rahim, and myself as well. Here we had Rahim was working on common hour. Probably just a brief update on the common hour. Rahim was managed to uh, Rahim managed to start the common hour session on the VM machine, and now currently it's going on. And here's a video of.
Yes, I was there like 15 minutes ago.
Okay. Yes, so here's also a video of the proposals and how he experienced this the entire week. His experience using the SOPs, using the technology that we have, and also proposals that he has to make this experience better and easier and more engaging to our students when they come to the point where they need to schedule common hour sessions. So the actual event will take place next week, Wednesday. So it's been running since last week. Was it last week, Rahim? Last week
Yes, it
Wednesday.
was last week,
Last week, Wednesday or Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. So the session will take place on Wednesday this week, correct?
Yes,
All right. So
yes.
we are looking forward to that.
Yeah. Do you have any suggestions, Rahim, for kind of for improvement, or not yet?
Yes,
Or you did?
I think yet Kevin will tell us how to do so.
Yes, yes, yes. So
Say
his
it again.
suggestions are recorded on
Yes.
this very video that you can see on the screen.
Oh.
Yes. So this was
Yes,
also based on our SOP for community board. This was supposed to be submitted prior to this session, and the board members should have gone through the video. So probably next week we will
Yeah,
have.
and when we have like a product analysts, we
Mhm.
will give them first, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
they can analyze what was done.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm sorry for I'm jumping in. Like, what is Kevin? You didn't say anything about kind of, and you didn't mention, or
Mhm.
maybe it was kind of implied. Your like initiative with the Mamlaka kind of space.
Yes.
Did it go to anywhere, or kind of, or you mean like this try run three means kind of with them, or
With them.
what is right now? What? Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay,
So
so this is kind of
yes.
that means kind of okay. Sorry, go ahead now.
All right. So like I was saying, so this is if we are using the SOP that was developed to the letter, we would have had reviewed this video of Rahim, and also this will also like bring us to the next point, to the next section of our agenda where we need to approve or our bonus awarding session. So that is that. Okay, and then
I'm comfortable with this, but let's say
mhm,
Rahim. So like right now, if we give to someone else, I have like a Brian, a person in Kisi who used to try before,
mhm,
and he kind of was interested in, and I asked him, like, does he want does he want to test it? And he said yes. So, like, are we ready to give it to him to test after you will be done, or what is kind of what the do you feel right now it is better than you took it over? Right now, at this moment, it is better, or it will be better next week than at the moment when you took over it. I kind of my question may be a little bit complicated. To simplify, did you do anything meaningful? Are there good improvements, and whether it's ready to be given to the next person?
Okay, so I actually did not get you well, but I'll try to relate with the question. If you're asking about the SOP that I was reviewing, then I believe with the changes that I've proposed. But
Hmm.
first, I would like to point out that the SOP is so good. It has so many things that are great. There's not much, too many things that are needed there. You know, accessibility, it's good. It's so easy. Anyone can join. Anyone can start it easily. That is the good thing about it. The sound quality is so perfect. You know, the video quality also. It is relatable. It is a space where you can feel comfortable, and that's why I suggested proposed some few changes or some few improvements
Okay.
mhm.
that
So
can
it
make
is
it
kind of
even
okay.
better.
Got it. You answered the first question. The second question: is it ready to be given to Brian, to the next person, or it will be when will it be available to kind of for the second person, for another, not second. It will be like the third or fourth, like person to take over. It will be ready
Okay,
next week.
uh, I believe by next week it will be ready.
Next week, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool, good.
All right. Okay, just to mention something that I noted when Rahim was scheduling this session is that anyone can end the session. So that's something that I noted down, and we may need to work on it in updating our technology such that no one, when someone leaves their question and they're leaving the meeting, they do not have that option of ending the meeting for everyone. So,
That's a good observation. I would prefer generally kind of to like to set up. It should be somewhere in the settings,
correct.
like all our official like meetings.
Mm-hmm.
It must be only kind of this session bot or whatever should
Mm-hmm.
be able to start and to
Mm-hmm.
end. No one else. No
Correct.
any other moderators.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe it's manageable and it is possible and it is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
And this will be true for everything, for any like
Mm-hmm.
community board, whatever. We
Mm-hmm.
need to create a separate SOP for our events
Yes.
where all this like procedure with the room, with the board. like they should be kind of be stated there,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And instead of repeating it like over and over again, to
Hmm.
write about the session board in community board, and then to write about in common hour, and to write about kind of the same thing somewhere else. We
Hmm.
will have like one piece where we'll say this is like a CNM cyber event, and it can comply with everything with CNM cyber events, like
Suppose.
Incur or maybe KNX event or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe we can call, if we will call like MOFO as of now, KNX, so
Hmm.
probably it will be like KNX event.
Okay. All right. So moving on to the next point. This the Wise Next Test Run 3.0. This is now where you've mentioned previously with the youths from the church. And yeah, so we have like four of them have reached out and did the like the hackathon that we had created for them, and we have some good
Mhm.
proposals. Some of them used AI,
Okay.
which I found it to be very impressive. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to like schedule, or the main idea is for them now to go through the program itself, other than coming in and helping develop it. My idea is having them come and experience the program from product analyst, web development, event organizing, and finally cloud operation, so such that from their experience we are able to build the curriculum on the fly. And now we, with
Mhm.
the next team, we have now improving with every team that we get, we'll be improving on the curriculum as we go on. So this was the idea.
Cool.
Once they are done with the within the four sessions, now they can join the team as developers as well, like what Rahim and Evanson are doing right now. They will join them, continue develop the program.
I like the idea. I like the approach.
Yeah. Hmm.
The more people, the merrier. They say. The
Correct.
more people, the more participants, the more ideas,
Hmm.
the better we go. The
Yeah.
the faster the faster we go.
Hmm. All right. So also that was submitted for the board for approval. We have the now next to
Do you kind of submit it to the board for the approval? What to approve? What the budget to kind of
yes,
to
yes.
what?
So okay, let me go through this point in detail. So we have about five participants that were.
Because I even don't know, like from the first discussion
Uh-huh.
about this like common hour, I even don't know what the decision. Like you want us to approve or to be kind of just like for the information, or what was the kind of the board decision with regard to common hour, and with regard to white snacks. It's a
Hmm.
cool idea. Is there any budget related to it?
Yes, yes. There's
Because
about it.
from my perspective, no budget, no community board item. So like on no
Correct.
any kind of,
Yes. For this,
it should be like community board should approve either its own kind of like budgeted items list, or how we will call it.
hmm
We had discussion with Kevin that maybe to use the word backlog for everything is not kind of, maybe it makes sense to call it somewhere different,
yeah.
somehow different, like list of the funded projects
Hmm.
or funded endeavors, or I don't know, like we can ask AI
Hmm.
bot kind of to come up with a good name,
Hmm.
like maybe education list, or
Hmm.
education, because all of them will be a part of their budget eventually.
Correct.
No budget, no community board.
Yes.
So kind of what you want to hear from me with regard to developments that Rahim is doing. It sounds to me great,
Mm-hmm.
but what do you want me to say or
Yes.
to
So
react or?
okay. So the point why we've had the developments that both Rahim and Evanson have done during
Mhm.
the week on the board. This is for the bonus awarding session, or to decide who
Kind of just
gets the
just
bonus based on their
just
project.
give bonus and give, because I cannot say right now. I have no any like I have no judgment. I have no
Mm-hmm.
anyone's opinion, whether it's a good or bad, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to discourage them. Kind of let's give them whatever we promised,
Mm-hmm.
but eventually the new people,
Mm-hmm.
they need to assess it, right?
Yes.
Because on the board, I would say if it's no previous discussion, no one took a look at this, no
Mm-hmm.
one said I like it or I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any expert judgment or anyone's judgment.
Yeah.
How you want me make a decision now? Because
Correct.
I like it looks like, let's say I like what Rahim is doing. I like what he's saying,
Mm-hmm.
but I need kind of to have an opportunity to take a look at this
Yes.
or to hear someone else's opinion,
Mm-hmm.
because you are kind of a stakeholder and he is a stakeholder. I'm looking for someone who kind of who want to actually like this position we develop as a product analyst, right? So some
Mm-hmm.
product analyst
Mm-hmm.
should take a look and say kind of some kind of
Something
conclusion,
about
say I like it, it's
uh,
workable,
correct.
I did it, right? Or it's
Yes.
not workable.
Mm-hmm.
So for now, I don't want to stop. Let's go. Kind of, let's say, whatever promises, bonuses,
Mm-hmm.
let's go with this.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I don't. I want kind of this wheel to roll, right? I want
Mm-hmm.
this wheel to roll.
Yeah.
So, but eventually, since we are prototyping, eventually it should be on the board. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, I cannot make a decision about the thing which I don't see, I don't know, I don't feel. How
Mm-hmm.
you want me to?
React.
How do you want to make a decision? Right?
Yeah.
Make a decision. Let's say, let's compare with the buying a car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you didn't buy your car like just based on someone's word, right?
Correct.
Someone say, "Oh, it's a good car. Just pay like
Mm-hmm.
$7,000 or whatever it costs. I don't remember, right?" And you
Yeah.
say, "Hey, yeah, yeah, this is my 7,000. Like, I like your words, right?"
Mm-hmm.
No, you actually needed to see a car, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the same thing here.
Mm-hmm.
How you want kind of us to say, "Oh, it's good or bad," if we like if someone didn't try
Yeah.
with kind of with the wise next, let's say like run dry run 3.0, it's good, it's great development.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any budget associated with
Yes,
this?
yes, yes, yes. So the last point, what we project for what I projected would cost just the same as the same budget we applied for Rahim and Evans. We would apply for this dry run testers 3.0, $5 for internet,
Hmm.
and then $10 for their 10
Okay.
hours of participation in the program. Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
we already approved it, that's good. We just like
Mhm.
repeat the same. Yeah,
Okay.
good.
All right.
Continuous resolution, CR. They call it CR, continuous resolution.
Oh, all right.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. CR.
All
Okay.
right. So, finally, any other business, and then we'll move to adjourn this session.
You mentioned like I wanted to say about like you mentioned that we need to separate this like this week
Mm-hmm.
and community board again, and we
Correct.
had the discussion. Community
Yeah.
board is about making decisions.
Yes,
And to
yes.
make decisions, it should be some work before.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said about this, oh, like this week, we can, we had the discussion. And initially, I remember this discussion was provoked by Rahim when Rahim said, "Oh, we have like instead of one meeting a week, we need to have like two meetings, right? Or kind of
Correct.
even faster."
Correct.
So, and we had the discussion for this second meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say it could be if we talk about bottom of the funnel,
Mm-hmm.
like as of now, it tends to me that we tend to call it Wise Next,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So like Wise Next this week will be a good kind of a good event, like a recurring event.
Correct.
Wise Next this week,
Yeah.
where kind of it will be kind of discussion what we want
Mm-hmm.
and what we kind of what we propose and what our backlog will be,
Mm-hmm.
and you can approve the backlog, right?
Yeah.
So like your internal backlog
Mm-hmm.
for White Snacks backlog. Let's call it this way. White
Yes.
Snacks backlog.
Correct.
Um, and similar will be if we decide to have it separate. Let's say MOFO,
Mm-hmm.
middle of the funnel,
Mm-hmm.
which tentatively right now we call KNX, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say it could be KNX this week.
Yeah.
KNX this week and the same because the more we have, the more complex these weeks will be. The more
Mm-hmm.
people we have, the more participants.
Mm-hmm.
So we cannot like fuel all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Another discussion which we had before, like with you before the guys joined,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of make let's make it like community board like without my dependency, because
Okay.
let's say yesterday I couldn't physically get there,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But it is not a good idea to move this community board like 1 week later or like a day later.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say you can make kind of like the approve the budget and kind of to make these decisions,
Mm-hmm.
like community board can do it, should be able to do it without me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm a sponsor, so I will have a chance to finance your budget or
Mm-hmm.
not to finance your budget, right?
Correct.
I will probably say, for instance, I will say, okay, I like your budget,
Mm-hmm.
or kind of I feel it's a little bit kind of high for me,
Mm-hmm.
or I want to expedite your work, so I want to add more next week, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
So it will be kind of another discussion with the donor.
Mm-hmm.
And because eventually what I want and what I have an idea,
Mm-hmm.
I want like to separate myself
Mm-hmm.
from the operations, because I feel we can possibly find more donors, right? Or
Yeah.
kind of more people.
Correct.
So that is why I want kind of to get this community board just going without me.
Mm-hmm.
So I should be able to see it as other donors, by the way,
Yeah.
or other sponsors. They
Mm-hmm.
should be able to see what is going on, have
Mm-hmm.
a say,
Mm-hmm.
um, but the operations should run with or without. Kind
Correct.
of the donors, just like the optional.
Mm-hmm.
So like people who are like a members of like of the board, community board,
Mm-hmm.
let's say you, Kevin, Natalia, kind of
Mm-hmm.
someone like the current coordinator,
Yeah.
um, and maybe someone else. It should
Mm-hmm.
be like either 5 or 7 or 8 people, as we discuss. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
5, 7, 5 or 7 will be kind of good number, the best number.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and we can also kind of assign some, like when we have this operation, we
Mm-hmm.
can possibly hire someone to serve as a community board member, like once a week.
Yeah.
Okay, just like to bring someone from the outside, not
Mm-hmm.
even coordinator. Um, so this is kind of my another idea again, to separate community board from me, from
Mm-hmm.
my mandatory like participation,
Yeah.
and secondly to um, to use this like this week,
Mm-hmm.
kind of just to make it, let's say, Mofu 10x this week,
Mm-hmm.
Bofu Y Snacks this week.
Yeah.
When we have something, when we start working on the top of the funnel, it will be some tofu. We will have kind of some name, or maybe several names.
Okay.
It could be two.
All
It
right.
could be two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you for that. Anything else?
Wait, Evanson didn't say anything. Evanson, did you do anything?
I was just listening to you guys deliberate. Actually, I tried something else. Since we had an issue at the start of our first meeting, signing up and trying to navigate around the Kenya X site, I had notified Kevin that I would try and enlist someone else to see if the issue had been sorted out, which I did. I was able to get a friend of mine to jump on board, and he also identified a few problems during the sign up, and we shared with Kevin during the call. So we did it away. Then so we need to like sort the registration first, make it streamlined, make it easy for like the newcomers to join, because he tried logging in for around 3 times, but the third time it accepted. Yes, so it needs to be streamlined so that it works seamless. That when you just sign up, you're able to go to the landing page without having to refresh your browser.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me. So let's say again, if you know what must be done, it's the same like for the
Hmm.
community board, what the
Hmm.
budget will be, and we'll say go or no go, right?
Yeah.
Either it's a
All
go
right.
or no go. That's
Correct.
it. Or maybe to be kind of to modify, go to modify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right. Thank
sounds
you
good.
for that. Yeah.
Anything else?
Yes. So unless anything else, I think not. So. Mm-hmm.
Gary, I don't know if you're able to.
I want kind of this like, Aaron, start.
Oh, that was me. I was asking if you're able to see the document. I posted it on the community development, the community board dev on the wiki, so that you can check it out. I had a few insights. Needs some few things that needs to be worked on to streamline the landing page, the different spaces. Just a few things to get the glitch ironed out.
I'm kind of, I'm not sure that I will have kind of a chance. My life right
Oh,
now
okay.
is really, really busy.
Oh,
I
you're
kind of,
oh, okay. Okay.
I'm really, my time as availability is like highly limited. And even
Oh, all
right
right.
now, it's even more limited than before. If you can
Okay.
summarize as a kind of as a video to make it
No,
more
it's not
kind
a
of
video.
digestible,
It's not a video. Actually, it was a Word document that I had posted on the
just
wiki
give
for the community dev.
whatever you want to have an opinion. Just let's ask our new guys, our product
Oh,
analysts. Ask
Mm-hmm.
them to take a
oh,
look at this,
Yeah.
and they will give
all right.
kind of their ideas or
Correct.
try or whatever.
All right.
All right.
Because for me it will take time even kind of to get to understand what is going on.
Mhm.
Even like when you started saying kind of this like space community, it shouldn't be any community board dev space at all. Whatever you space you call, it shouldn't exist in my view. It shouldn't
Oh,
exist, this
okay.
space. What the name of the
Quick
space?
question. Quick
What the
question,
name of the
Gary.
space? Huh?
That was the community board developers. I guess that was the initial community board dev. So, quick question. Should I just run it up with Kevin so that is Kevin in touch with the IT guy?
We have a lady right now, but it is not. It's not necessarily. We have like several. Like we have one. Let's call engineer in
Oh, okay.
residence. Her name is
All right.
Natalia. It is
Oh,
our
Natalia.
own kind of the person to go to for like quick resolutions, right?
All
We
right.
we hired several. Like I know that Kevin hired Evans to work with the WordPress, right?
Yeah.
And but we want to expand. So whatever we need to, because let's say Natalia is a universal like person, but it may take more time for her to get into something. I don't know what is related. Like if you talk about registration, most likely it's PHP. And let's say she is not a PHP developer. She can take a
Okay.
look. I can take a look. If I had time, I could take a look. But I didn't work with PHP for 10 years. I possibly, again, if I have extended time, I can take a look. We may need to have a separate person if you talk about registration. But I'm not sure that I even understand what you're talking about. But this is the general idea.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Kevin,
Natalia is the.
Kevin will be Kevin will be a good point of contact
All right.
for pretty much anything.
All right. Because I had a few suggestions to run up with the IT department. Some few things that need to be modified to make it more engaging. And
Yeah,
I'll just communicate with Kevin so that we can see if we can work with Evans on a few details.
yeah, sounds good to me. So let's say I like any initiative related to kind of what we do. If
Yeah.
like normally my kind of question is the question which I'm asking myself is the kind of the same what I asked before. So is anything makes the program better? Yes
Mm-hmm.
or no, right?
Hmm.
If it
Yes.
makes our services better, I'm in.
All
Next
right.
question. Whether it is needed right now, it must have, or it is kind of good to have, right? So
Hmm.
like good to have, I would prefer to give it to our like new like dry dry tests or new students or volunteers. If it is like must have, so to expedite, yeah, I'm comfortable to assign like the money
Hmm.
to kind of to give some money for the budget.
Okay. So
So this is my kind of
for both
normal
sides,
test. This is good for the program, yes or no, and kind of how urgent it is. If it's like really urgent, okay, let's assign budget. Let's
Hmm.
assign money.
Correct.
okay, so
Because
whatever implementation that needs to be done, we should be based on must have or good to have basis.
yeah, I would say kind of on the community board we should discuss only like must have something like which let's say, a new prototype or new kind of like, let's say in this way, without something, like the students will not be able to participate, right? So let's
Mhm.
say any improvements for registration, it is kind of, it can be both, right? So it's kind of, if I understood kind of the issue correctly, you say kind of when people register, kind of sense like to this one place to another place. Uh, I would say, generally speaking, I see that we don't need, we will not need applet.net at all, like as the website or registration tool. Kind of the best way people get to, let's say, KNX, and they need to click to kind of to get started without any redirection to any applet. They need to register there. It should be like, it should be in the future. As of
Oh,
now, whether like, whether it's like really really urgent, people register on applet.net, so it is kind of this like like streamlined online. It will be like we will have right now, like in terms of the development, like there is an alpha test where people who work testing, right, then beta
okay,
test when people are invited from the outside to test, right? So let's
okay,
say you started as a beta test, you were insider. Right now you got in, so kind of whatever was beta test, it's evolving like to alpha test, right? But
yes,
now, since you work it out, we need to invite someone to test again,
okay,
right? So
okay,
they
to
will
test,
be
okay,
beta testers initially, and then we will have like, and they will join the team. They will be alpha testers for kind of new features, right? Beta
okay,
testers for existing features, alpha testers for new features.
okay,
And but at the some point of time, we will need to launch the project, right? Instead of
okay,
people say, "Oh, we want you to test," like this is our product. But that time, the registration must be streamlined.
Correct.
I'm
okay,
for it.
Correct.
When we have kind of a normal product on the market, it
Hmm.
must be streamlined. As of now, as we're prototyping, we should do like the best within the budget, kind of maybe the minimal budget as of now, unless we decide that this is really, really, really needed. And really, really needed means that no one without it can do it, right? Which is not true.
okay,
Registration works somehow. We need to find the improvement. We need to document it. We can show to our product analysts. They will take a look and say something kind of as a part of their kind of practice. In the best case scenario, we need to have a budget, someone who will do it, just like staying and waiting until we will say, okay, now we have a budget. Let's do it, right? Because we will need it eventually. At some, like before the launch, we will need to do it. Whether we need to do it now or no, it's kind of, if, let's say in this way also, it's my consideration. If I would be confident that the project generally will be launched, probably we can start working on it right now. As of now, I'm still worried that there is something which I'm missing or we're missing, and kind of, and the Department of Youth of City of Eldoret will reach out, say you cannot operate on our territory, right? We found your program, it's abusive of our laws, we don't like it, and kind of like, I'm not sure. I'm right now I see it's, a possibility. If if I know that it will go, then yeah, it depends on the budget too.
Mhm.
Sorry for long answer on your short question, but
All right.
this is my
Quick question.
another quick question.
Are
Yeah.
we working on a timeline to get it launched? How soon should we be able to start launch? How soon are we expected to launch?
Personally, I don't set any timelines because if we kind of set a timeline, like the last timeline was set by, I believe, like end of January of 2020. What, Kevin? What date when we were supposed to start
24 or
in
23?
testimony
2023.
school?
2023.
23.
2023, right? Okay,
Yeah.
yes, 23. So
Mhm.
like the end of January of 2023 was the last timeline which I said, which we approved. I don't know. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's difficult to say. Kind of. Let's say if you want my take is this timeline. Make kind of the firm timeline makes sense if everything is known. Let's say we built a building. We have a budget. We know
Mhm.
that the money is available. We know the construction workers are available. We know that they will be happy with their wages or salaries. We have a kind of a design already approved, like the design, or
Mhm.
already approved architecture. Then we can plan. We can say, oh,
Okay.
this is our plan. We need to do this, and that. As of now, we don't know even what must be done to be launched, right?
Yeah.
I don't see. I make kind of some list, but it is my list. I'm not sure. Like we don't know. It's difficult to say.
Mhm.
We can set up someday to make to make it kind of faster. And I set up this day. Do you remember? No, maybe not with you. It was with Evans. I said with Evans and and Kevin, and said, okay, if we have it this week, you will have like $25 more, right? Bonus. It can be. We can set up like some kind of bonus
Mhm.
instead of timeline. Just say, okay, if we have it by this week or by that day, it will be kind of this additional like something.
Correct.
I'm open to this. Eventually, whatever will kind of keep the wheel rolling, whatever will keep the project going, and whatever will bring kind of like people like into the program,
Mhm.
I'm I will be happy. It's my goal. I I don't have a vision. Should like registration should be done now or later or whatever. It's not my kind of main concern. My main concern kind of eventually to get to be able to serve the people. Let's say in this way,
Yeah.
to be able to give this service, this kind of service to young people. This my need. I would prefer to have the service when I was young, when I was in school. I I didn't have that chance. I had others, but I want other to have this chance. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. I believe we've come
Thank
to
you.
the end of our community board. So, yeah. Thank you all for your participation. I believe next week we'll have a better community board. Thank you all.